So you just bought the pre-constructed Katsu Blitz deck and you want to improve it without breaking the bank. This video will be going over some quick upgrades that you can make to this out-of-the-box deck for about $25. We'll be adding some affordable equipment and key cards so that you can have a more powerful deck for a reasonable price. If you're new to Flesh and Blood, I highly recommend you use these more budget upgraded lists before you decide to invest in the more expensive cards like the legendary equipment. I'm going to be using Card Trader as my price guide for this video, although I highly recommend you shop around at some local stores to see if they carry singles before you buy online. But with that all said, let's get into the list. Starting with the equipment, we're going to swap out a few things. First, we're going to remove the fisticuffs and instead play the breaking scales. These essentially serve the exact same purpose as the fisticuffs, except there's no cost to their ability, and they also block for one, which is very useful. Then we'll also trade the quelling slippers for the Snapdragon scalers. Most of Katsu's cards have go again, but the scalers can be useful in situations where you don't have the starting combo card, but you do have the rest of the line. Then, for the Arcane Barrier package, we'll run the Null Rune Robe, Tide Flippers, and Arcane Lantern. Moving on to the main deck, we're first going to trade the two red Scarfur Scars with yellow Bonds of Ancestry. While Scarfur Scar is a great card, this deck already packs plenty of go again, and running all of the Bonds of Ancestry will let us use our more common combo lines more reliably. And following that same idea, we're going to remove the yellow Head Jabs and instead play Mugenchi Release. While this deck does have some cards that combo with Head Jab, there's a lot more that fits the Surging Strike lines, and Mugenchi Release is one of them. If you're following a Whelming Gust Wave with this, you swing in for 5 with go again and can search out the final card in this combo line if it hits. And so in order to use the Mugenchi Release to its full extent, we'll remove the red Fluster Fists and play Lord of Wind. If sent after a Mugenchi Release, this card lets you pay resources to shuffle your combo line cards from the graveyard back into the deck, pumping itself in the process. This is a fantastic way to prevent heroes like Oldhim from fatiguing you and can help keep your combo lines active for future turns. And one of the most powerful lines to run can be achieved by removing the blue 1/2 punches, replacing them with Dishonor. This card requires 3 other cards to be played before it, although with the deck running 6 Surging Strikes and Be Like Waters, it's more consistent than you'd think. And what do you get for assembling this combo line? You get to shut your opponent's hero ability off. And not just for a turn, but for the rest of the game. Oh, and it's also a 0-cost blue card, so it can be used for the Kodachis if need be. And finally, to help us get all these devastating on-hits, we're going to trade the blue Lunging Presses for Ancestral Empowerments. Both of these cards pump up one of our attacks by just 1, but Ancestral Empowerment also lets us draw a card, making it far more useful. This deck can be rather greedy with how many cards it needs to accomplish some of these combo lines, so drawing that card is infinitely more important to us, especially considering we already have more than enough 0-cost blue cards. And that's it. That's the deck. Katsu is truly the hero that represents old fighting games with all the combos that he can do. Hopefully this upgraded version serves you as a fantastic entry point into the game, and if you found this video helpful, consider leaving a like or possibly subscribing for more Flesh and Blood content. But with that, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you're enjoying Flesh and Blood.
If you liked this video and wanted to support me, consider checking out my Patreon. There's extra bonuses like Talishar card sleeves, early access to videos, and even your own GigaChat card. And to those who are already supporting me, you have my undying thanks. It's because of Chads like you that I can continue to do what I do. So please, stay Chadly, my friends.